Hello and welcome to today's video. So in today's video we'll be discussing the age-old question of whether or not you should sign your artwork. I want to discuss the diversity of opinions on the topic, my own experiences, and eventually my own opinions too. So for my background, I have 7 years of digital art experience and 4 of those classically trained in college. I think this is important so that you know where I'm coming from with all of my opinions, and it's from the perspective of a digital artist. So in saying that, the nuances of signing your art becomes way more prevalent when we discuss how it works with digital art. In the digital age with social media, signing art gained a crucial significance. A few years back when people started posting their art, maybe at most someone can screenshot, crop and re-upload it as their own or even try to sell it. Now though, in this day and age, there are more people online, so naturally your art is exposed to even more stealing. Not only that, but there are apps out there that can automatically remove watermarks, or if you're skilled at editing, you can remove the watermark yourself. This can sometimes feel like there's no point in signing your art if it's so easy to remove watermarks. But the origins of signing art was to claim it as your own, and this is true as ever, even when posting online. So let's discuss how to actually sign your art. There are multiple ways, from creating a stamp brush that you can repeat on every drawing. You can handwrite a neat version of your signature. Personally, I like to use a slightly lighter colour than where I'm signing so that it doesn't distract from the rest of the piece. This is mostly because I also offer commissions and I want the art as the focus, not the signature. But some people do prefer the signature to be contrasting and draw your eye to it. I've also seen people use other elements in their art to claim it. For example, there's smiley faces in all their art. I like to sign my Instagram handle, but you can sign your name if you want to. Now let's talk about reasons to sign your artwork. Walk into any museum or gallery and you'll find signed artworks. It's a tradition found in history which signifies the completion of a piece, but also connects the artist directly to it. Your art is your own, and some people even claim it as extensions of themselves. While style and visual elements may nod to someone that an artwork is yours, a signature is the last connecting piece to connect you to your art. What this means is that your art becomes traceable, whether online, physically, or in a gallery. Signing your art is more than just a formality in this sense, it's a combination of identity, accountability, and recognition. So what about commissions? We have to keep in mind that what a client wants is the most important thing, but protecting your own integrity as an artist is important too. So respecting the preference of the client is vital to the relationship between the client and the artist, but one way to meet in the middle is to charge a little bit extra to have the signature removed. If it is a physical commission, you could sign the back of it. However, if you're steadfast in your beliefs of not wanting to remove your signature, you are completely in your right to refuse the commission if the client doesn't want to meet in the middle. The key to this is like an open line of communication between the artist and the client. Ultimately, it is a personal choice, but personally, as I said, I like to add a subtle signature somewhere in a non-obstructive part of the drawing. I usually add it in the background somewhere. So when placing your signature, consider where and how you place it. Experiment with sizes, colours and placements on the art. Try and stay consistent once you figure out what you like. I update mine maybe about every year or two to match my style a little bit more, but I always keep the same name. I try to add sparkles in it, just that little bit of consistency. Maybe you keep the same colour, it's up to you really, and like what would suit your style the most. But because of the digital era, some people like to add a large watermark, big enough to span like the whole drawing. This makes it harder for people to remove it, but it's also quite intrusive on the art. In the era of AI specifically, signatures become more important for artists like Ross Draws, where you can see the signature in the AI drawing. What this means is that without his permission, his art was used to train the AI. If he hadn't have signed his artwork, there would be no trace of his ownership over it. It's just an example, but it does show the importance of signing in the end. Overall, every creation deserves to be signed in some way, shape, or form, whether it's by writing your Instagram handle or by including the same smiley face in every drawing, some form of ownership over the thing that you made. This is all just my opinion, but what got me thinking about it was someone who commented on one of my posts about how disgusting it was to sign a commissioned piece. I hope I've explained to the best of my ability why I think it's important to sign your art, whether it's a commission or not. So last but not least, I want to talk about this art for a little bit. I didn't really know what I wanted going into it. I kind of just knew I wanted my two characters to be in it. If you don't know who these two characters are, which you probably don't, but they are two kitsune girls that I like to draw. I picture the one with the black dress on her, the one holding the grapes that you see now. I picture her being like a protective figure over the other one. I don't really know what their relationship is. I don't know if they're lesbians or if they're sisters. I haven't really sussed that out yet. And I picture the other girl being like some form of healer with like special powers. And whenever they leave the comfort of their own home, they have to wear these masks for protection. So they live in like a world that I made up about fairies, and the gist of it is that fairies had their wings stolen by an evil witch, and she now wears those wings to show her power. And these two girls are like the remnants of this fairy world, so they can't live with the fairies in the sky because they have no wings. So they occupy like a more post-apocalyptic version of the earth, and they're just trying to get by every day. I like to include roller skates in all of the drawings because I picture that's how they get around. So that's kind of what I wanted to expand their little story a bit more, so they're kind of enjoying a quick picnic by a river. Maybe they're moving on to a next camp or something. I don't really know, but I haven't given them a name yet, but usually like I just associate them with the fox girl and the bunny girl. So more about the drawing process. I like when I'm making drawings like this in the more illustrative style is to really focus on the line art, which is why most of this video was me drawing the line art. And then I normally go in with flat colours. I could take like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour to figure out a colour scheme, but this one just kind of came to me. So it was pretty quick process to get the drawing coloured in. I like to add the lighting, and then I like to add details on top of that. So that's kind of what you see me doing here, is like finalising what the lighting looks like. Overall, I think I could have done better with this drawing, but I'm kind of happy with where it is. I probably could have pushed it a little bit more if I wanted to. Like there's certain instances where I feel like the details are a little bit It looks fine for what I wanted to do, which was just expand their story. That's kind of all I wanted to do, and I think the poses were kind of difficult as well. I've never drawn poses like that before, so yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and I'd like to know if you have any suggestions for naming these guys. We are coming to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any interest in ordering a drawing from me, my commissions are currently open and will be linked in the description below. See you in the next one. Bye.